way to cooperate with each other.
All right, y'all know what time it is. You're what's goody, man? You know what time it is. We about to address this thing, man. Peace to the God and peace to the gods on earth. You feel me? What's going on? I'm about to take these off real quick. All right. All right, you know what it is. We about to address it. I'm gonna let the room get come in. I'm gonna let everybody come in the room first. Oh yeah. Peace to the gods. What's going on? Hold on real quick. People are changing to eternal, immortal. I don't know what people do, man. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? No, Nana's not a Virgo. She. You trying to build Polo? Okay, keep me reminded. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about none of that. Yeah. Peace, God.
Peace.
Hey, I wanted to address you. I was trying to get in the live so bad, like, you know what I mean, and just address, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that was going on. First of all, I want Rambo to know I love you. I want y'all to both know I love y'all both, bro. I love myself. Like, I really, can y'all hear me?
A little bit.
Okay, there you go. I just want y'all both to know that I love myself, yo. I love both of you, like, very deeply. I feel like we all share the same soul. We didn't come on this journey for no reason. And I want to say thank you to Rambo that you was right about what you was trying to tell me. You planted a seed, bro, about, you know, adding meat and eggs and stuff like that to the diet. And I came on live and I wasn't able, because I was already committed to what I was doing as far as veganism. But I want you to know that you was right. And I wanted to give you your props and tell you I love you, like real shit, like you was right, bro. You know what I mean? And I said it to the world. I don't know if they sent that to you. But I know they send you the negative stuff. And I don't know if they send you the positive things. But I wanted to let you know that, yo, bro, as much as maybe I helped you in life, I want you to know that you helped me. And it's like we plant seeds in each other and they sprout when they need to sprout. You know what I'm saying? The universe nurtures and nurtures them. And so what you said to me, and I'm so glad to be surrounded by people that's smart as me or smarter than me. I know the key to life is to be around people that's smart as you or smarter than you. So I want you to know I value you and I apologize publicly for disregarding what you said. And I want everybody to know that I love you and I was wrong. When it comes to faith, I want you to know that I said something online that was disrespectful to you, and I want you to know that I apologize once again. Like, I want y'all to both know that I didn't mean disrespect in any kind of way, and that Rambo, you came in my life to show me, you know what I mean, show me things, you know what I mean, as I came into your life to show you things. And I want to say that Faith, you have always been loyal. You have always been dedicated to us and dedicated to the journey. And I just want to let you know that I wasn't trying to come in your live and be rambunctious. I was trying to say, yo, let me in. Like, I'm ready for this test. I'm ready for this test. Like, I'm about to pass this shit with flying colors. You know what I mean? So I just want to let you both know that you've been powerful in my life. And I'm glad that I have you in my life, because distance is an illusion. Distance is an illusion. And that I think that Faith, your flight was delayed because we was coming to you. You ain't need to fly to us. We was coming to you. Like the universe is like, hold on, I got you. Yeah. We coming to y'all. You was already showing us where we need to be as far as, you know, with the passport situation and being deported, and you know, and you was already telling me in our inboxes, like, yo, there's a lot of people out here that they have laws that protect you and stuff like that, and I just wasn't hearing it because I wasn't ready, you know.
Yeah.
So with you, Faith, you've always stayed diligently connected to me. I feel like me, you, Rambo, all of us, everyone, no matter what our differences are, right?
Yeah.
I think we get hurt and don't know how to express ourselves constructively. But
Yeah.
I just want you to both. I want you to know that I apologize, and I said that on a live that you wanted to be with me, and the monogamy and stuff like that. And I just want to let you know that the devil is always trying to play the evil one, which is in ourselves, right? Which is like if the evil in somebody sees how they can turn you against me or start trouble, and they can just start something. The devil always wants to create confusion. It's the author of confusion, but God is the author of clarity and balance. And so I wanted to bring balance to the situation and say I apologize to you as well. You feel what I'm saying? So I want you both to know I'm not on that wave no more, bro. I'm not. I'm really. I just wanted the world to see that we're bigger than that, and we could be mature, and we're going into another level. It's because of Rambo that I got my goddamn mind back, like, cause eating some B12. It really made me less angry. I was, you know, like that Snickers commercial. Like, bro, you need some eggs. You need some fortified cereal. Let me get you. So that's all I wanted to say to y'all. As to address what was going on, that was my response to, you know, what was going on live. We really got to grow. We can't continue to do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And I'm so glad that I have so many people around me that are more smarter than me or just as smart as me, because sometimes we can get stuck in our own ways and we can't grow. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that I got y'all. And I want y'all always to be able to criticize me and let me know how you feel, even if you feel like my energy is powerful and that you can't talk to me. I just want you to still say it because you plant a seed. You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate you, Rambo. And like I said, I appreciate you, Faith, for always staying loyal to me, because y'all, you could have shitted on me. You never shitted on me. And neither did you, Rambo. So y'all been so mature and you taught me so much through that. And I just want to say I'm grateful.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. And you know, throughout this whole thing, it's like we always been trying to focus on the purpose of things and the bigger picture, you know, like the spiritual evolution of the self, you know. But people always like, oh, you against them. And, you know, every time, like, they always focus on that, you know, but it's bigger than that, you know, like us coming together, having these conversations is what it's all about, because we're really elevating past what people can even imagine. Like we came to certain levels, but we had to let that go to experience new levels, you know, of our own evolution. But, you know, people always gonna get caught up in the bogus shit, in the, you know, versus him versus them. But it's not. We always tell people it's not about that. Focus on your own spiritual evolution, because that's what you came here to do. Even beyond the relationships, like we still get caught up in, you know, but you know, you taught us to focus on the mission, you know, on the of yourself, you know, because that's what you came here to do. Like before you met anybody else here, came here. So we always been about that. Like, you know, anytime people bring negativity, second, we always pull back to realize what this is about.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I thought, and did you want to say something, Faith? Okay, go ahead.
Because I was looking at the comments, but the whole point of us coming and speaking with Chief and Chiefess is because no matter what is going on, no matter what discord you have, no matter how you get caught up in your emotions, there's always a way to bring back understanding. Because sometimes you're going to have to, but once you get to the true core of understanding, then because it's really, no one's doing anything to us. You know what I mean? And so I was speaking because of how I felt. You were speaking of how you felt, but we never really sat down and spoke to each other about how we felt. And I think a lot of people in really great relationships, they're afraid to do that, to deal with issues, to deal with the emotion. And that's the reason why I wanted to come to the live, because I said what I had to say, but now we're coming here bringing understanding, because I have to be that way. Right. You know, never us against y'all, as you know that.
Yeah,
you know?
It can't be. Even if we're mad at each other later on, when everything's settled down, all the smoke clears, the mirror is always there. And so it doesn't matter, man. We was brought together for a reason, and no matter what the difference is, eventually we're gonna magnetically. The knowledge is always gonna bring us back together. So it doesn't matter. We're one soul, one mind, one self. And we have the 7 deadly sins that separate us and keep us from vibrating. Like myself, like I got so powerful with knowledge that I couldn't even. I just felt like no one could teach me nothing. You know what I mean? And that was like my pride. You feel what I'm saying? I got so much knowledge coming into me at once that I forgot that I'm bigger than me, and that, you know, I could learn something, and that I am Rambo, and Rambo can tell me something and teach me something. And I just got, you know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm glad that I was able to grow past that, though. You know what I'm saying? Evolve past that. And even with Nana and polygamy, it's all, I'm just overcoming my deadly sins. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to know that we all have to do the work on ourselves. I'm not trying to go to hell, and I am trying to come here and grow and evolve. So through these relationships, I feel like it triggers me to grow, and I wasn't. And I appreciate Rambo. I hope that we all come back together physically, because I feel like it would be dope. It would be dope. It would be strong. We'll be stronger together. Yeah, so, and on top of that, I just want to say that this is something hard for me to say, but I want to say this, though.
What you about to say?
Like, I got so caught up on addressing trolls that I forgot about people. Eliana, stop.
I understand.
Eliana. She wilding out right now. I feel like I got so. Okay, this is what it was. I was casting out so many demons and people, like 4 people. Like I felt like I had to be the person that casted out everyone's demons. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had to be the strong warrior type. I had to, you know, tap into my masculinity, and then I was stuck there instead of you know, having the balance and getting back to being who I truly am, who I started out being. And like ever since I've came back here, I've realized this is who I truly am. Like I'm really balanced, and when I address my trolls, there's a spirit that is evoked, which is a warrior spirit. That's like, you know what I'm saying, rebuking and everything, and like chopping. And I became that warrior, which created imbalance in my life. I became to not only attack my demons, but I attacked my angels, and I ignored my angels. So the people that were supporting me, the people that were always there for me, I wasn't giving that any energy. I just kept giving the trolls all my energy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which created a lot of imbalance in my life and stress in my life. So me acknowledging that, coming back here, eating right, getting the minerals I needed in my body, and it just really calmed me down. It brought order and structure into my life, and having Eliana and just, you know, the family unit, and then, you know, just looking at things from a different perspective has allowed me to try different things. And that's what we're supposed to be out here doing. We're supposed to apply the knowledge to our life and try different things. And, you know, for me, it was like with melanation, when I first started out with melanation, it was like, when I look back, I just see me resisting. When I look back at the journey, I'm like, damn, yo, I was just resisting. I was resisting everything because I feel like I was out here alone. You know what I mean? I feel like I was out here alone. But at the end of the day, what I realized is that the people that were drawn to me was drawn to me for me to heal through. You know, each and every person was showing me something about myself. And I didn't realize that everyone that was around me was a little more intelligent than I was. You know, like Rambo, you smart, man. Faith, you smart, like you and intelligent in their own way. Like, you know, everybody has their way of, and I should be proud of that. That the people around me, they weren't aggressive because I couldn't get that kind of energy around me, right? As me, to be like, maybe you couldn't articulate it the way I articulated it, but it was something in each, and there's still something in each and every one person. If I can learn how to deal with something in me, there's some kind of gift that, you know, is supposed to be given to me from each and every person. And I took that for granted. And but still, y'all plant those seeds. And so when I'm sitting in my most balanced self and I look at everybody in my life, I'm like, wow, these are some super intelligent people. Like, they just are not aggressive with it. They're just not, you know what I mean? Like me, I'm like rambunctious energy, and you guys are subtle, and you see things, and you're more of a feminine energy, but it's still like something there that maybe you not even know how to, you know, directly tell me, but it's something that I'm learning from each and every one of you as I evolve. And I realize this, and I'm gonna give it to Nana, that you guys we are all the same soul. If that makes sense. Like, literally, like, we're broken up into many pieces, and that we need each other to exist too. So I think that we're learning through the semantics and the fighting that we need each other. No matter how much we want to ignore each other, no matter how much the 7 deadly sins we want to partake in, which is pride, greed, whatever it is, we need each other because we are each other, and we came here, and without each other, we cannot complete our mission, period. And that's what I'm learning. And it's a beautiful thing that's unraveling. And I love the way the story is unraveling. So I'm going to give it to Nana with that being said.
I've been here since Melanation. We know that, you know. And as many people who has come and who has left, I think that we all, like, had a certain message. Even when I was in Mexico, I had a certain message. And we know that we cannot articulate the message as well as Chief can. So when we come to him we like feel intuitively, he's like, no, bring me the facts. And I'm like, I just have the feeling.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah.
So I mean, it's and then we get frustrated. And this was the reason why, you know, I just kind of stormed off, because I just got frustrated, and I'm like angry at this point, and I'm like, fuck everything, like, fuck you, fuck it, like, I don't care. But that's not a mature way to handle things either. So when I took my time to, like, calm myself down as far as, like, the message that I had for him, to be able to reciprocate that to him, you know, it wasn't until then that I found deeper understanding as to why maybe he did certain things that he did, or why he, you know, like, why everything unfolded the way that it unfolded, or why some people walked away and some people came back. And right now, what I'm realizing is that within my own self, anger is an issue for me. I'm working on myself. You know, I don't judge anybody else that's going through whatever they're going through within their debilitations. But what I can say for everything that has transpired, polygamy was the one of the most major thing that had happened as far as the transition, other than going from vegan to a holistic eating. And a lot of backlashing that I'm getting from it is that, well, you're not letting Chief be himself, and people, like, legitimately hate me for, you know, turning Chief monogamous. And I just want to let everybody know that it was a mutual understanding. It wasn't like me trying to force Chief to do anything, because I left, and he had 5 wives when I left, and he still was in love with me, and you know, that's out of my control. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he loves me. So if that's the case, why not be together, and why not come up with a compromise and an understanding? You understand? So that's just the only thing that I had to say about everything that's transpired, because I'm like, dang, like, women really think that I'm, like, trying to take Chief away from them, and I'm not trying to take Chief away from nobody. I just want everything to be balanced. I want everything to be proper. You understand? Because it was a lot of things that was miscommunicated through that process of polygamy that no one had a real understanding of. And I was always trying to, like, say it, but I didn't know how to articulate it in a very intellectual way. Yeah. And so, yeah, but
because like, when I saw that, and he had made a comment, he probably was just being funny. jokes always get taken out of context, but that's how I saw it as well. That I was like, man, you know, it could have been something, but then that's the reason why I was quiet, because I was like, don't just come on live and just say whatever. Like, really sit down and really think about what's going on. Why is it triggering you that him and her are monogamous? Y'all always been monogamous. Ever since I was there, Chief never really had that more than one wife when he was with you. I've always saw that. So I was like, why is this triggering me? But then I realized because it's time for change. It's time to grow. And sometimes it's not comfortable, and sometimes it's going to be so totally the opposite of what you said, but that's what it was about. But what it was triggering in me was that it was time for me to change. About what y'all were doing. And I feel like anybody that what's going on, it's because it's something within themselves they're not dealing with, and you're just a mirror showing them it's time for you to change what you're doing, because obviously it's not working.
And that is, I want to add to that, because I'm very happy for us as far as on the behalf of you and Rambo and y'all's relationship, because obviously everything that has transpired, I said this earlier when we was listening to you speak, and I seen it for what it was. I said, damn, all of this miscommunication is really, what's really going on here is that she and Rambo is connecting. Like, that's the most greatest thing that baby Zen can have. You understand?
Yeah.
So even though everything happened and transpired the way that it did, Zen's parents are together. They're able to guide him together and not be separated, and not, you know, and not co-parent from one part of the world unto a next. And I value that, because that's what I want for Eliana, and that's what I want for baby Jaomi and every child that's in the world. So I'm grateful for that.
And I want to say something about polygamy.
Okay.
Polygamy is not here for no reason. Mm-hmm. It serves a purpose at a certain time and place. You understand what I'm saying? So I want the world to know I'm not ignorant to the fact that you know, in certain time and places, polygamy was necessary, as well as veganism is necessary for a certain time and place. And I'm not ignorant to the fact that polygamy could be good in certain situations. Okay, I want to state that. I'm not going to say it's not natural. I'm not going to say that polygamy is something that isn't for a certain time and place, is what I'm saying. What I will say is this, that I want to say it in the right way. I feel that when it comes to me, damn, and I don't even know how to say it, but I just feel like this is what I'll say. I feel like
What? Tripping over your words?
No. She didn't. This doesn't happen too often. All right. I'm trying to be careful here for a reason.
Okay. He can't even come up with the word. Just say it.
It's the glasses.
The Tron glasses.
I say this, man.
Say it out loud. Say it out loud, again.
Life is crazy, bro. Life is really, really fucking crazy, bro. Like, and I'm being humbled every day, bro. Like, every day, man. And I'm gonna tell you, it's because I'm struggling between my ego, which is my personality, and my higher self, which is the all. Which my ego is compatible with the higher self, but put in certain circumstances, my personality can be used against me and to develop me as well. That resistance is also the nutrients that is needed for my soul to develop into God. And so it's like, wow, it's like everyone's astrological program is exactly what they need to the pain, the resistance, and all of that is just the struggle to become what you're supposed to be. All roads lead to that source. And the key to life is actually to just walk on the righteous path. But how when you're walking on the righteous path and you have a Leo moon and you feel and you have aspects like sun square goddamn Uranus and moon, and I struggle with like in my mind I struggle with lust.
I'm sorry.
It's deep. It gets deep. I don't. It gets deep.
How'd you poke him?
What happened? What's wrong?
I poked him in the eye.
Oh, you poked him in the eye.
I'm
This one fell off the bed today. She's just running around doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you said you struggle with lust?
Huh?
You struggle with lust?
And I struggle with the idea of understanding if that is lust. You know what I'm saying? I don't. One minute I can see it as lust, and the next minute I'm thinking of it as even in that lust was it righteous? You know what I'm saying? And that's it's deep like that. But I'm not trying to get in any trouble. I just want to be honest with myself. But at the end of the day, it's like this. I'm in love with Eliana, and I love what she offers me as far as my own spiritual growth and showing me myself. Like I feel like without her knowing, I don't think that's something that she's conscious of that she's doing, but through her I'm able to see parts of myself that is like that needs to be worked on. I feel like I need to be more balanced, and she brings that to me. Fuck. Rambo, shut up. You know what? I can hear your fucking thoughts in my head, Rambo. Okay? Leave me alone.
Glasses on and everything.
Nah, I feel like Eliana is like brings balance in my life. She even has balance on her neck. Like that brings that balance in my life that I need.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this publicly. It's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
No, you do. It's happening.
It's happening, yeah, but I don't want to do this publicly because everything can be used against me. I have my thoughts. I have my other thoughts, and I want to be able to talk about them, but I have nobody to talk about them to sometimes because of certain things. And my mind is very. You know how my mind is, y'all. I know how my mind is. It sees everything. You know what I'm saying? And so like my mind works in like. And all I want to do is the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All I really want to do is the right thing. My heart, I just want to do the fucking right thing. That's all I want to do. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to do the right thing. And
So what is your obstacle?
I can't talk about this publicly, bro. We're gonna have to talk about this later because I've learned that putting all this shit out, people use it against me, and they use it for the wrong reasons. And to me being transparent, me being myself completely has put me behind bars.
Yes.
And got me kicked out of countries. Just me being honest, just me being who I am, and it's been taken and demonized. Everything I've ever, just me having an open heart and me being honest about expressing my feelings openly, regardless of what anybody ever thought about me, has gotten me in so much heat that it's like it's so misunderstood that it's like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, how can you take that way? It took it and demonized everything, you know what I mean? And I don't want to hurt anybody around me, and I don't want people to look at me wrong, bro. I don't want people to look at me wrong as far as not caring about what people think about me in that way, but I don't want to be misunderstood, and I don't want to lose my relationships.
Sacrifice yourself for that.
Huh?
So because you don't want to lose the relationships and you don't want to taint your reputation, you sacrifice yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are who you are. But if you continue to be who you are, the people that fuck with it, they're going to come. And I believe Eliana, I'm pushing Nana.
Eliana, Nana, yeah.
I believe she is the one. Remember, I showed you in your chart. Don't matter how many women you got around you, you need that one. That's what makes you feel complete. That's what makes you feel complete. That's what I'm thankful. That's what makes you feel complete. That's what makes you feel without her. There cannot be a you. But it does not disregard just because you might have other women around you. That does not take the place of who Chiefess is. Because if she truly understood you, she would know how important she is in your life because he needs you. He needs that one because it's in his 12th house is in Libra, so he needs his soulmate, and you are his soulmate. And you remember when I was there, I used to tell you, don't worry about these chicks, it's you. But at the same time, in anything that you do, you got to do it the right way. So if you're going to be polygamous, you got to do it the right way. You can't just be like, I'm polygamous, I can do whatever I want. No, there's still structure and order in which you teach us about structure and order. But I feel like you and her need to be solid before you bring anybody else in. If it's going to go that way, you may be like, I don't want to do that.
I feel like my energy and who I am, like, I feel like, well, I tell you, but like, I just got thoughts. I got thoughts that I want to express that I just, you know what I mean? I don't know if I can, but, you know what I mean? Like, I might be wrong, but I still want to express them. I have thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And it could be demons. It could be demons. I don't know if they're demons. But I have to talk them out for me to understand them. And if I don't talk them out, then they're just confusion inside of my mind. You know what I mean? And it's like let's not do it publicly. Let's just do it privately because it's like,
yeah. Well, follow your intuition. If that's what you're feeling, go with that. You know.
yeah, I know, but I'm trying to do the right thing. Is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I'm trying to do the right thing. That's all. That's all I want to do. That's all I ever wanted to do. I just want to do the right thing. And I know, and it's like what's right can, you know what I mean? What's right, and it's like,
yeah,
what is right, and you don't know what's right until you do it. Until you do what you think you know is right, and then you trying to figure it out and be honest. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge because you want to be authentic to who you really are. You know, and you want to be up for that.
I love. I'm in love with Eliana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lose her. I don't want to lose my daughter.
Yeah.
But I have thoughts.
Eliana, can you hear me? When you hear that, how does that make you feel? Like, what goes on in your mind when he says that?
it makes me think about the pattern
Yeah.
that he's had in his life with every woman that he's been with, and the fact that he's been polygamous up until now, and it does not serve his purpose. That in the righteousness of what he's trying to do, it's always confusion. There's always it's confusion. It's just always confusion when it comes to polygamy. And even I, at one point in time in my journey, was accepting polygamy due to the fact of the righteousness, like why we wanted to do it. And then even then, it's just something. It's just I can't. It's like it's like if I'm getting what I need from him, someone else isn't. And personally, I don't think that that's fair. And then you would ask the question like, okay, is that fair for the mission? And it's like, well, that person's not growing spiritually. It's to me, because I'm getting triggered how that person should be getting triggered, but they're not. And then it's many different variables that play into the whole situation. You understand? Because from a woman's perspective, I feel for other women when they're in a polygamous relationship, and I'm getting all the love, and I'm getting showered with everything. I would want that other woman to have that, and I'm not saying that. I mean, you have women out here that are single, but I don't think that that's why we came here. I think that we just like we teach, we come here in pieces, and it's always the male and female, the male and female and the child, and this is the unit. Anything outside of that, I mean, I could understand why in ancient times we were polygamous to expand humanity. Though I have questions as well. I mean, look at the world. It's only 5% of everybody in humanity that is able to understand the message that we have. There's not that many women walking around that has the mind or the capacity of the capacity to understand divine knowledge itself.
Yeah.
How how is polygamy going to eradicate the Babylon system? Because from my perspective, if we start to repopulate now, there's so many GMO people walking around, and it brings me to the Bible when Noah had took only the female and the male of every species on the face of this earth, and they repopulated. It didn't take one male with 5 different other female counterparts to repopulate that one species. It only was a male and a woman, and that was enough. And even in that story, there was an actual man and a woman, human, and he told one of the people that they were gonna have to die. They were either gonna throw them off the boat, or they're gonna just perish there, just perish.
I'm not trying to argue the point. This is a thought that comes to my mind about that. Then there's incest, and how do we populate the earth with 2 people?
I don't think that that's the
If you have a male giraffe and a female giraffe, and they populate the earth, how do you continue to reproduce through brother and sister?
Well, this is my idea with that, because we are animal, but we are not a giraffe. We are not a gorilla. We can't necessarily do that. I mean, the gorilla can have a brother and a sister, and they can mate, and it won't be looked at as incest because they're a part of, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different consciousness,
I understand,
right?
but if okay.
And continuing with my point, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, damn near 10 tribes in carbonation. We're already having children. I mean, we're children booming right now. Two women in carbonation, 2 tribes in carbonation could be potentially pregnant. Me next on the way, Sheba next on the way. You already had a baby. You could be pregnant 3 months from now. You understand? And we're growing. We're expanding. Like we're expanding. Like we are. And then our children, just as an example, our children will then be properly arranged and married with each other to be able to populate more of carbonation. That's just my opinion. and how I see it. And it's a lot of people in carbonation for what we're going on, what's happening right now in this space and time. What's happening in this space and time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also to bring up another point, if polygamy was like, I feel as though if we were to be polygamous, I feel as though it shall be equal. The attention, the love, it shall be equal. I mean, that's just the only way that it's gonna work. Because, I mean, I remember at one point in time you said that females are naturally bisexual. I think that females are naturally synced to other women. I don't think that. I mean, some people, it just depends on how you swing. It depends on how you want to express your energy with someone else. But I know for a fact that women, I don't think that we want to lay down and sleep with each other for the rest of our life like we would be with a man. That's not realistic. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to reproduce with the male. That's our purpose. And so it's not going to be that same energy with a woman on woman as it is with a woman on a male. And every woman is going to want that.
Right. And okay. And those are cool points, but I'm Chief. And I only said that because I get what you're saying. Like I get it. I get like let's be real, right? Let's say if all the tribes in carbonation are the tribes of carbonation, right? And Eliana has to marry one of the tribes kids, right? Right?
Yeah.
I think what sets me apart as Chief and validates me as Chief is polygamy. For me, like, rather than the other men. I just see that as what I see that I always seen it as a crown to the status, if that makes any sense. But I mean, that's just an argument. It's just an argument. It's a thought. So I could be wrong. It's just a thought.
I don't think that.
Something?
Huh?
Add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Because I listened to both sides, and this is the one thing I said to you, Chief, is that we're at the time of restoration. We're at the time, as we say, the end times. So we came into this existence to separate from the oneness, to experience what the individuality is, except the illusion. But now that the Christ consciousness is here, now that you are here, the prophet is here to restore, now we must come back into the oneness. So being concerned with procreating and partnering up, that's still keeping us in the illusion of separation. And the one thing we've learned and evolved into when we came to carbonation is that we need to heal. We got generational curses, we got debilitations, we're crazy. So the last thing that we need to do in the process of healing is bringing forward these lives, because you see how these children, they're all over the place. They take our attention, but but right now we need to be focusing on self. That's why you said I love myself, because it's about self. It's about self-care. But when these children come into play, they am about our debilitations. They need to eat. It's all about them. So what we're doing, we're just reproducing our generational curses and our debilitations because we still haven't overcome them. And once we overcome them, the self through the healing of the honorable prophet of the Christ, then if children are supposed to come through, they're going to come through our purest state. But I do believe that we are not at the time for procreating. We are at a time for awareness, and consciousness is moving and expanding. And I see carbonation going in that direction. And it shouldn't be about children, right?
Okay, she wants to add to that.
I slightly disagree because of the fact that I know that it doesn't matter the purity
Yeah.
of your mind, of your vessel, of whatever it is. I think that children are here to teach us.
Yes.
And if a child was to never pour through I or through you or through any woman on the face of this planet, through the man, then we would not be able to come to those lessons. We wouldn't be able to come to those pivotal moments in our life where we like, damn, my child evolved my womanhood. My child evolved my manhood. We need, that's a necessity. And if it was not a necessity, then we would not have the ability to procreate at all. I think that is one of the biggest purposes of a human's existence.
It's not about not procreating. It's not about that. But the reason why we have to learn through the children is because we've lost our own purity. And when we came to our higher self, we resisted it. So we just couldn't just be one with him. We just couldn't take on the knowledge. We couldn't have his mind. So we had to be reminded through the child again who we really are. You understand? You had to learn your lessons. Just like when you had to leave and go back to Babylon, you learned, didn't you? You was able to really see, be like, oh, okay, I see why I came to carbonation. I see why I went through what I went through. Now I can come back. And that's just like the child had to remind you of what you forgot. But how about we take out the middleman? And we just remember. And so with polygamy,
Can I?
go ahead.
I feel like the children are what we make them. Like you said, I think that children are necessary. I think that reproduction is necessary. I just feel that we have to create the environment. I think that we need that reproduction is our opportunity to change the human's mind.
Yes.
I think that we are gods, and we are the man, woman, child story is the Adam and Eve story. When we look at the Adam and Eve story, we see that God created an environment, right? A culture medium.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put it on do not disturb. I think that God plays as the parents, right? And Adam and Eve play as the children, right?
Yeah.
And God creates the environment, like we create the environment for our children, and we put rules out and we say, listen, you do this or you do that. If you do this, then I'm going to do this. And that's what happens. And I think that the story of Adam and Eve is misconstrued. I think that we need to understand that we are the gods. And even in the Bible, it said, behold, once they ate the fruit, it said, behold, they became like us. They knew evil. So it said us. It said us, meaning that there were more than one gods there. And I look at us as the parents, right? And I feel that the children are our way to genetically modify the human being to go back to a pure state. What we do with our children, we do with the future. And it is a gift. Reproduction is a gift if we can utilize it responsibly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that is how I look at reproduction now. At one point, I was thinking that we were immortal. We didn't need to reproduce. You know what I mean? Like, and as I matured in my journey. Right. And then I realized that, no, look at nature. Nature is constantly, everything is constantly moving. Everything is constantly replenishing itself. Everything goes through cycles of transition. And even the cells in your body are transferring information to another cell, and then one cell fades away or transitions, but the information is transformed. I think that we're putting forth we're information, and that's what we are, right? We're information, and what needs to be saved and needs to be taken care of is the information we put in. And just like your cells are transferring information, and then we can let go because we are there through the information, and we're immortal through the information, through the cells, through the DNA. So I think that we are immortal through our children, through the reproduction of our children. I think that we need to create an environment that protects our information in our children.
Yes, I agree.
That is the goal. The goal is to create the Garden of Eden. And that is where we have to defeat Babylon or position ourselves to, that's why, you know, being in America, they protect certain laws. We are able to build an environment, have an environment where we can raise our children under our laws and information to harbor and harvest our information so that it is passed on to our children and also protected to a certain age. After 7 years old, the child has already been programmed. So we have to get those first 7 years cultivated, and we have to be stable enough. We have to become stable enough. So I think that we're figuring out the best format in which to do so. And I think that deeper than that and bigger than that the universe is doing it through us. We just have to allow it to happen and allow our deadly sins, our 7 deadly sins, not to get in the way of that. What I'm feeling personally, and where me and Nana is like this, is because it's like I love Nana. I feel like she's my queen. I just, you know what I mean? I feel like she's and then we go into maturity levels, and how that's essential to dealing with whatever we have. We have to communicate. We have to be able to be balanced and deal with our generational curses regardless. We have to be mature no matter what's going on. We have to be mature enough to create an environment that no matter what comes along, that we don't display behavior that can perpetuate that generational curse onto our children, even though they might have inherited it genetically. We can stop our children from thinking that it's okay to deal with their anger the wrong way by what we do in our angry moments. And I think that my daughter will have some sort of an anger issue, but through seeing her mother and father talk, through seeing her mother and father deal with their issues, she will know that, hey man, she will have an example. Like Eliana said just yesterday, she said our daughter will have an example how to deal with her anger that she inherited from us. Yeah, I think that's what's our responsibility. And I have thoughts that I am a man of many women. I have thoughts of that. It's still there because I feel my power and I feel that what? Yeah.
You said that you have aspects in your chart, right, that would make you feel this way, correct?
Yes.
Maybe pull them up.
Okay.
To analyze them.
All right, cool. Do you have an external device? Do you have an external device? All right, so there's an aspect of my. Okay, let me see your phone. Oh, you want to use that? It's on here. Okay, cool. All right, so in my chart, right? And I'm glad we're sitting here being able to talk about this right now because you know. Yeah, it's really mature. You know what I mean? In my chart, I have where is my chart? Damn, man.
But I have before I go into your chart. When y'all do this, do y'all both have your charts together? Because you have something in your chart, but then she has something in her chart that opposes what's in your chart. So do y'all?
Right, we do have.
Yeah, we have the compatibility, and we have both the individual ego.
And then I could tell you that because I already studied it. I could tell you without looking at it.
No. You need to pull up the facts.
I'm gonna pull up the facts, but I need the Wi-Fi, baby. You know what I'm saying? So
you gotta go to the site.
All right, give us a minute here. I'm gonna show you this. There's this aspect, a couple aspects that I. Hey, can y'all fill this out for me, bro? You have my chart? You have my chart on your phone. You already on the internet? Can I use your device? But get that on the internet for me, so we could just save time. Pull my chart up for me, brother.
Nah.
Yes.
No. What you feeling right now?
I'm just curious to. I'm curious to dissect the aspects.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going on right now in my mind.
Yeah.
All right, so I have this aspect called Moon Trine Uranus,
Okay.
right?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so Moon Trine Uranus is very important, right? But before I go to Moon Trine Uranus, I want to talk about Sun opposition Jupiter.
Yeah.
Now, with this Sun opposition Jupiter, this allows me to tap into the Christ conscious, right? And to know that I am who I am, right? But my Moon Trine Uranus, I'm grateful. Thank you. Hold on real quick. I'm about to pull it up right now. Don't get nervous. Because your phone's shaking.
Oh no. It's,
Nah,
we got this.
I'm just playing with you.
Baby shaking.
Right. So my moon is in Leo, and it's trining my Uranus, which is in Sagittarius,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you know that with Leo energy, and it's in the 9th house, right? And my Sagittarius energy is in the 1st house. Wait, yeah, it's in the 1st house. So there's a part of me that I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it for you. You read it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Okay, I'm gonna let her read it. Okay.
As it reads.
Can you hear her? Let me know if you can hear her, because she got a soft voice. You want to project it?
Moon trine Uranus natal makes you comfortable with who you are, no matter how different you are from others. You are a friendly and curious person who is great fun. People find you stimulating, exciting, and bubbly, so you have little trouble making friends. You need to be stimulated by unusual or even challenging friends to get and get bored easily.
So it says you need to be stimulated by unusual, and my friends are unusual.
And even challenging friends.
And challenging friends, or I'll get bored easily. So I'm glad I got you guys, right?
Some friendships may not last very long for this and other reasons.
Right.
You certainly cannot handle being smothered or tied down in any way, except maybe in bed, you kinky thing.
So it says that you certainly you cannot handle being smothered or tied down in any way, except in the bedroom. You can, right? So basically, and then listen to this next part. This is what it says.